If you know you're not going to watch this video to the end, please don't start. If you know you're not going to be civil about the comments and messages you drop after watching this video, please don't drop any. I've spent the last couple of weeks explaining to people that I don't dislike men, I dislike patriarchy. But the term or idea of what patriarchy is seems a little ambiguous to many people. So I'm here with Patriarchy Defined on the topic smashing patriarchy is not hatred for men. Hi guys, this is Talk Time with Antonietta. Welcome back. Now, simply put, patriarchy is a social system that values masculinity over femininity. Now, this type of social system dictates that men are entitled to be in charge and dominate women. A patriarchal society consists of male power structure. Now, we know that power is related to privilege. So when you have a society where men have more power than women, it means that men are entitled to much more privileges than women. Basically, men hold primary power and predominate in roles of political leadership, moral authority, social privilege. The fight against patriarchy is not a fight against men, and men need to stop feeling targeted. Unless, of course, they're enablers or upholders of the patriarchy, then they should feel targeted. But primarily, I feel like bell hooks quote clearly stated that patriarchy has no gender. As second-wave feminists examined society in the 1960s, they realized that society perceived women in power to be an exception, what Simone de Beauvoir refers to as the superhuman, as opposed to the collectively held view of women's role in society. And it became clear that the oppression of women came from a bias of a patriarchal society, rather than saying individual men generally oppress women. Patriarchy, like all other forms of oppression, has a way of trying to convince us that things are the way they are because they have to be, that they have always been that way, that there are no alternatives, and that they will never change. Now, whether you choose to acknowledge this or not, the Nigerian society is patriarchal in nature, because this is a feature of every traditional society with a set of social structures that enable men dominate women. For many, the highest achievement a woman can hold is marriage, or success in her marriage, or even childbirth. Women are still much more likely to be sexually assaulted. Women do much more of their parenting than men because of gender expectations. I agree that women uphold the patriarchy too, and that's why it exists to this level. They uphold the patriarchy through inertia, greed, fear, or misinformation. And also, they have absorbed it through some sort of cultural osmosis, and so adherence to this set of rules or this structure is oftentimes just subconscious. They express this upheld patriarchy by, obsessing over the female appearance, both theirs and that of other women, shaming men and boys who show emotion and vulnerability, participating in policing women's sexuality by using words like slut, not acknowledging that patriarchal norms limit and harm men too, and thinking that it's more okay for a woman to act like a man than it is for a man to act like a woman because femininity is weak. Growing up, boys are brutalized in ways that girls aren't in order to prepare them for positions of dominance. Simeon explains this in her book, The Second Sex. He learns that his core feelings have to conform to acceptable norms, have to conform to the acceptable behaviors that sexism has defined as male. Men are expected to be sole providers for their families and face more financial pressures. Men must protect women, and so historically have been forced to, fight in wars against their will, and women were seen to be unfit for this, and those who insisted were demeaned, harassed, and some even sexually assaulted. Women are less likely to be seen as criminals and are incarcerated at lower rates than men, simply because they are not seen as dangerous. Men often occupy the most important and dominant roles, such as being executives or politicians. The Ninth Assembly has only 7 female senators, and you might want to say, okay, more women should, go into government, they should run for office, no one is stopping them, they should, set up their own companies and become executives. But that's you shying away from the reality that women face a large amount of discrimination, and because of their gender. Discrimination from men and women who uphold the patriarchy. And so women who do gain positions of power tend to assert masculine qualities in order for them to be respected in their positions. Hence the popular balance, the popular statement, the popular notion that women in power are cruel or not womanly. Don't bite me, but patriarchy oftentimes uses traditional norms and religion to enforce other types of oppression, such as racism and homophobia. Thank you for staying till the end of this video. This is Talk Time with Antonietta. If this is your first time, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. If you like this video or any of my videos at all, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, share this video, and drop me a comment.
I used to care, but now it's whatever. They don't want you to do better. They'll get you